Snow Bros Update, meteorologist Matt Makins here. It's February 9th. Your kiddos may love to have another, well, at least the view of snow for tomorrow. You may not. The drive back home for Tuesday afternoon may have snow depending on where you are, so we'll break down that timeline. Pinpoint all the snowfall totals across the Northeast, as well as Canada, as well as the Great Lakes. And then there's a messy looking system that's popping up for next weekend. All those details in this video. Thanks for joining us. Again, you've reached the Snow Bros community. Watch as we go forward in time. Here's our clipper system. Watch as it drifts closer to the Great Lakes. We're going to throw some snow, maybe a little bit of rain and ice in sections of Michigan later today. This is Tuesday at 1 a.m. As we get into the day tomorrow, Tuesday in the morning, we have heavy snowfall, a band of it moving through Toronto. Then next will be Ottawa. Look close to New York City, Long Island, toward Boston. This is Tuesday midday at lunch. And then by supper time, dinner time, you've got some snow blowing on through, and it gets heavier as it goes through New Hampshire, Vermont, sections of Mass, on into Maine, and then heavier still as it approaches Halifax later on this evening. Let's kind of skip ahead, if you will. Right in there, across the south and the southeast, another low takes form here. And as we get Thursday into Friday and Saturday and Sunday, watch as that comes together. Could be a wintry mess for next weekend. We'll have details on that in a future video. Let's focus on tomorrow's snow chance in this video. So 72-hour snowfall totals comes out of Canada, approaches the Great Lake. We'll have some swaths here of greater than 6 inches, and we'll pinpoint those deeper totals in just a moment with some of the highest resolution data. I want to give you a timeline here across the Northeast. This morning, 7 o'clock, let's go to lunch hour. Relatively quiet. Could be a light pocket of snowfall, say, around Syracuse there along I-90. As we go toward dinner tonight, heavier snowfall now along 90 outside of Syracuse, wrapping on down to the south, down close to New York City. So don't be surprised if some snowflakes are falling around the city, some of the boroughs, and along Long Island for later on tonight. But most of the heavier stuff is going to be up toward Canada along 7 here and 417. So Kingston, Ottawa, approaching Montreal throughout the early overnight. Right around midnight, 1 a.m. or so, some of that snowfall that was falling, or at least trying to, close to New York City, is going to scoot along 95. So it may approach sections near Hartford. So parts of Connecticut into Rhode Island may have that snowfall. Mass along 90 here. We may have some of that snowfall and into early tomorrow morning. Don't be surprised if there's some snowflakes around Boston. However, this is the line right in here that'll be our best chance for snowfall in the Boston area. Let's watch it. Toronto, Buffalo, on down to the south, close to I-80. This is 7 o'clock Tuesday morning. We'll get to the lunch hour and see how the deeper blues pop up. Heavier snowfall now returning into Kingston as well as Ottawa. As we get later in the day, we're going to stretch that band of snowfall. Perhaps it clips New York, perhaps it clips Long Island, although you're literally on the edge of this one. It's more likely to pop some heavier stuff around Hartford and Providence, back toward Boston, down through the Cape, all the way up to the north, close to Burlington, Montreal. As you look at sections of Maine here, your neighbors, we've got New Hampshire and Vermont sending you that band of snowfall. That'll be happening tonight, right around midnight or so. So around Augusta, your best chance for some of that heavier snowfall is late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. But perhaps around Boston, we're picking up our kiddos from school, we're seeing the snow, or during the drive time. That's going to be the best chance for snowfall in and around Boston. As we look toward Wednesday morning, that heavier snow band continues to push out, but watch how some of it tries to return later in the week, Thursday into Friday. There's a little trough that may try to swing back through New England later this week, but this video, let's just focus on this first impact, or the Tuesday one, into Wednesday morning, okay? So the snowfall totals you see on this higher resolution map goes through the midweek, just through Wednesday morning. We've got a swath across the UP at least 6 inches, and pockets here across the New England states, the Northeast, anywhere from 3s on up. Let's fly in a little bit closer, and I'll move the map around occasionally to point out as many locations as we can. Again, looking around sections of New York. Here's Syracuse, or along I-90. So we're approaching Albany, and you go northward in this kind of quadrant, if you will. We've got a lot of 3 to 5s, 3 to 6s possible. Some lake effect in here. See the yellows that pop up, for example, around Worth? We may see some lake effect kind of enhancement, if you will, or some deeper totals than what's shown here. There's some indication of that, but this is a pretty good model blend here, or some of the highest resolution data we have to kind of put us in that 3s, 5, 6 inch range there. But let's keep an eye on that one. Brian and I'll be pouring over that data. We'll let you know if anything ticks upward there. And the same situation close to Burlington on up toward Richford. There may be some enhancement of some snow banding in that area as well. I'm going to fly the map down in this area. So here's Newark, Riverdale, and then we're stretching out along Long Island here. You can see like Calverton, right around an inch or so. That's probably the best we can do out of the snow band that will move through Tuesday afternoon into Tuesday evening. Look along I-95, Bridgeport to Clinton, New London, and then bring that up into Providence. All of those right around an inch, perhaps two. We work northward. So Worcester right around an inch and a half. Westminster about 1 to 2. Got New Salem, Springfield, out to Pittsfield, Williamstown, all in that 1 to 2, perhaps 3 inch total range. As you look toward Boston, stretching out toward the Cape, Chatham about trace to an inch or so. You go farther north in the Cape, say out close to the tip there, we've got about 2 to 3 inches or so. But if you look from Falmouth on up toward Duxbury and Rochester, you're on the low end of the scale this time, around an inch, perhaps two. In and around Boston, an inch or two is going to be possible. I slid that map down here, so we were just looking right here, if you will, and now we're up toward down East Maine, Port Clyde, 3 to 6 inches in that pocket there. You work northward, and you get to 95, and then north, and you're looking at about an inch or two for the rest of Maine. It's I-95 southward that may have that focus of getting a couple to several inches of snowfall. Let's go back in that direction. So New Hampshire and Vermont kind of centered on the map here. Lincoln 2 to 3 inches, Sutton 2 to 3. You look at Newport, 1 inch to 2. Hyde Park 2 to 3. Again, this little pocket here, not far from Burlington, may have some pockets that exceed what we have on the map for you. Canada, we've got you covered now. We're going to go into Canada now, and as we watch this timeline, the heavier snowfall comes in waves. There comes that wave right in here across Ottawa, Montreal, into Quebec, and this is going as we go Tuesday into the night, into Wednesday morning. And that snow band slides across, as I showed you as we looked in that U.S. view, but you can see snow kind of favors a lot of the Maritimes here, just in pockets. Banded snow events, some pockets of snowfall, gets a little bit more concentrated as we look toward Friday morning. And then we'll focus on that weekend system. It'd be for early next week for you, about a week from now, for that kind of messier storm, and we'll track that low for you, obviously. And if you're subscribed to the channel, we'll bring you further updates all through the week on that potential weekend storm system. But you can see on and off snow across eastern Canada. And with that, some of your pockets here, you're looking at some of the deeper blues. That would be upwards of 10 centimeters or so. You look at the coloration like the yellows and the reds, for example, around Gander or on up towards St. Anthony, that'd be 10 to 20 centimeters or so. As you look back toward the capital and the rest of Quebec and extreme eastern sections of Ontario here, we're also in that same boat, about 10 to 20 centimeters on the higher end out of the storm system. As we go through the next several days, Brian and I'll provide you with further updates, obviously, tracking this clipper system for Tuesday night and Wednesday. Another band or two of snowfall possible beyond that, if that trough can swing back through. So number one is, does that trough that swings through the Boston area come back into New England, say around Thursday or so? We'll let you know if that does pan out. Additional snowfall, we'll be pinpointing that should we need. And then that kind of quote-unquote messy system. It feels like our weekends have been hit with winter a lot this winter, doesn't it? Well, it looks like another low is on the table, at least the potential of. There's still quite a bit of uncertainty. We're going to wade through the model data, and if you're subscribed, we'll let you know all the further updates as we get closer to the weekend and the potential impact from that storm system. It may also include some ice with that one too, so we don't want to ignore anybody, and we'll bring everybody else into the fold. If you felt like you've been ignored in this video, not intentional. It's just too many folks to mention in a timely manner. If you leave a comment, Brian and I'll be watching those throughout the day. We're happy to get back with you.